Hi, I'm Stephen Biggs, and today I'll be taking the affirmative on the topic, should the United States make forced prison labor unconstitutional? Some of my key terms are rehabilitation, which is the path to restore a criminal to useful existence in society according to the criminal justice system, and reoffender, a repeat offender, someone who reoffends, who commits a crime on more than one occasion. If I prove that forced labor in the prison system in the United States is unconstitutional, then I will have proved the affirmative. I have a stopwatch now, and I will stop until 4 minutes have passed or I feel like I have proven my point. I will begin now. In the prison system today, forced labor is a holdover product after the post-Civil War period, mainly to keep African Americans as slaves, if not in name, by law. The Bureau of Justice states that an estimated 68% of released prisoners were arrested within 3 years, 79% within 6 years, and 83% within 9 years. This is unacceptable. If we were to focus on rehabilitation rather than trying to profit from what is essentially legalized slave labor, we could cut down on that number by at least half. What we should do, instead of forcing our inmates to perform forced labor, we should instead use the time to focus on rehabilitation. According to Mike.com, looking at other prison systems like Sweden that focus on rehabilitation rather than trying to make a profit off of their inmates has reduced their reincarceration rate of their prisoners to that of only 40%, which is dramatically lower, about half, of our reincarceration rates. According to the LOA, in the state of California, it costs approximately $81,000 annually to house a prisoner. But who pays for that prisoner, you might ask, along with the 160,000 prisoners just in California, of which 2/3 are African American and Latino? The answer is you, the American taxpayer. But you would think that, hey, if they are still doing acts of labor, then they create a profit to give back to the community, right? This is wrong. Most prison inmates that are put into forced labor are outsourced to corporations for profit. Some of the corporations, for example, are Texas Instrument, Boeing, IBM, Nike, just to name a few. 65% of private prison contracts require an occupancy guarantee. That means states must have a certain amount of prisoners, typically between 80 and 90% of occupancy, or pay companies for extra beds. A state throws money away if it does not have enough prisoners. As a result, private prisons are a $70 billion industry, ran on the backs of the unwilling and fueled by the American taxpayer. Niles Oberg, Director General of Sweden Prison and Probation Service, said, "It has to do with whether you decide to use prison as your first option or as a last resort, and what you want your probation system to achieve. Some people have to be incarcerated, but it has to be a goal to get them back out into society in better shape than they were when they came in." This is the mindset we should treat prisoners inside the American prison system. We should use it as a method to help those who have committed the crimes, as the punishment is them having their freedoms restricted. We should not be using them as a free slave labor source used by the state and private corporations to only benefit those at the top, to the detriment of the incarcerated. Thank you.